All right, before everybody laughs at this one, I want people to let's just look at this first before I'm going to read it. But Bloke suing parents for not asking consent to give birth to him. A man is reportedly suing his parents for giving birth to him because they didn't ask for his consent to be alive. Now, I know on the face value, it's just like, whatever, this guy's a low life. Let's just read I got a few things highlighted here, and let's just think about it. Really critically think about this, of what he's saying. So Raphael Samuel, 27, from India, is a child-free, anti-natalist advocate who believes children shouldn't be made to suffer. He claims parents don't have the right to give birth if a child hasn't agreed to being born.
Uh-huh.
I love my parents, and we have a great relationship, but they had me for their joy and their pleasure. My life has been amazing, but I don't see why I should put another life through the rigmarole of school and finding a career, especially when they didn't ask to exist. He added that the people must know they don't have to have children. Your parents are two people at the age of 20, 25 who just wanted a good night together, and then they had you. The anti-natalist movement is gaining a lot of traction in India as people resist social pressure to have children. Then he has a Facebook page. One of the memes on the page said, "Isn't forcing a child into this world and then forcing it to have a career kidnapping and slavery." So what do you think, Kerry?
Well, I think contractually you agreed to come to this planet, so that blows a hole in that theory.
Right.
And
yeah, because that's what I wanted to say, because I do think too that we did agree to come here. But when you look at it, the other thing too about this being a prison planet, and you're having a kid and they got to come down here, and he's right, rigmarole of life, setting up your life, getting a career, going through the stress of all that. And you really think, well, who are you to really dictate to do that? I know this is kind of a devil's advocate thing that I'm stressing here, but when you think about it, he's making some decent points.
all right, as a mother of 3 children who clearly, I enslaved them, and I actually make them make their beds in the morning. So there you go. Bad on me. But we're going back to I think as a parent, your job is to tell your children you can do what you want to do. Yes, you do have to walk with a foot in both worlds. Yes, it doesn't ensure happiness, but there are things that we do that may ensure success. But what is success? I mean, success is not money. I know a lot of miserable people that have funds, but so I have to say that I think he's funny, and I think that yes, not everyone needs kids, not everyone wants kids. Kids beat you up, and I mean, I think it is. If I do my job right, my kids go away. And that's heartbreaking to me. But then I know that when they're 19, you're like, dude, you got to go. But
definitely.
But I don't know. This guy's just funny. I mean, I love that he's bringing attention to the idea that you don't have, that people don't have to have it. But you're going somewhere else with this. So you're talking about the enslavement, and that is a mindset. It is a mindset that.
He's in India, so the thing over there is I think you're required to take care of your parents when they get older. I'm not saying that that's not the thing to do, but
yeah, but his mother's a lawyer. I mean, his parents have money. This guy doesn't live in the slums. He's not Slumdog, I mean, he's just trying to make a point, and I think he's funny. And if you ever hear him talk, he's funny.
It's interesting to think about. Yeah, he's got that fake beard on.
Yeah, I love that.
But it's interesting to think about, because when I first saw the article, I was like, yeah, whatever. And then, then when you do the research that we did, you kind of realize that we agreed to come here and go through this rigmarole. And it is a rigmarole. I mean, to build up your life and then have to, give a child. That's the other thing too. I kind of think about, I wouldn't really want to raise a child in this world having to go through all this corruption and suppression and that. But, other people, it's for women, it's their biological narrative. I'm not even going to deny that.
Not everybody.
For most, but what it comes down to is survival of the species.
Right. The species, yeah.
It's doing what it has to do. to maintain survival.
But it is, and it's not that I find all of this through having my children. I don't find ultimate happiness in having my kids. If you have kids to make yourself happy, you're going to be disappointed.
Right.
You know, they've aged me. I'm only 20. No, I'm kidding. But but I think at the same time, hopefully with each generation, we're getting better. You know, for my children, they are learning to walk with a foot in both worlds, hopefully. And who knows what they're going to do, but they definitely have my side of what are you really going to buy this nonsense? Do you really like this guy? You know, and then their father, who is very, he thinks differently than I do. But it's sort of it'll be interesting to see what comes of it, because I think that these kids coming in now are phenomenal. And and I think a lot of them have gone home. You know, I keep hearing about all these kids that take their own lives because I think that these souls got here and they're like, dude, they're not ready. And they bail. And I think a lot of kids, you look at, and I think if you look at suicide rates, they're probably high, and which I haven't looked at them. But I think that, again, I think it's a mindset that we're imprisoned. I think that yes, I think we are. I think we're born into that, kind of like the Matrix. You know, you're born into it, but then, like with you've woken up to it. So you're not imprisoned anymore. You think you are. I think I am, but then I realize I'm not. I don't have to.
Somebody wanted some Alex Jones drops in the chat, so I'm trying to get them in here for him.
You're so good. So I don't know. We're gonna have to shift this That's idea.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It is what it is. It was just interesting to think about because I see his points, but at the same time, I understand the other side of the equation too. We agreed to come here, go through all this, and we'll have to survive and adapt, I guess, until. And you brought up the kids. You know, they're the star children and the crystal
Indigos
children coming in. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, and yeah, I met with a person, and she said that her son has had 9 by the time he's 21, 9 friends that have killed themselves.
Jeez.
And
this is insane.
Exactly. You're so funny. So anyway, that's what my guide said. They said yes, that these kids came and it wasn't really. Oh no, never mind. I was about to take a hard left. Okay.
Okay. I guess we're at the top of the hour. So if you want to plug your site and what you got coming on and what you do over there, and we can wrap for the day.
All right. Well, Alice Eats the Apple. I'm on YouTube and Facebook, and then there's AliceEatsTheApple.com. And let's see, we're doing a panel. We have a workshop that we're doing in San Bernardino, California on May 4th with Emma. Anyways, this whole crew. It'll be really, really fun. You can go to rollingwithemma.com and find out more about that. Let's see what else. I don't know. I'm just sort of going where it moves me. I want to talk more about disclosure. I want to talk more about things that are hidden in plain sight. And I just love to meet people, and I don't know.
Yeah. Are you kind of going away from the event, this New Earth? I think you're probably getting about sick of talking about it too, and nothing's happening. Although M and Miss M said May now we might have something. I don't know. It's interesting because the Schumann resonance has been
just chopping at it,
boom, and it starts getting more erratic.
Well, I started to hoard water and food, and if people aren't in line with what you think, man, they think you're nuts. And then I had to just trust that I would be where I needed to be, and it would be okay. So I'm very much, I would love to see something happen, but I'm going to keep living life and try to go big and go strong and bring as many people with me as I can.
I wanted to get one more drop here before we go. People are asking for it.
Okay, go for it.
It's all happening.
It's all happening, folks.
There you go.
There you go.
It's like the 8 ball.
Alex Jones' favorite soundboard over there. All right, we'll wrap here. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me this week. I'll be back again next week, same time, same place, 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. If you don't catch the show live, you can catch us later on either YouTube. I'm going to clarify that too, because a lot of people have been watching the sections that I cut out of this show, and they say, well, I want to see the whole thing. I do the whole thing, put it down as one. It's got the microphone icon, and then I'll cut sections out of that because people's attention spans are really short on YouTube. So I try to keep, topics separate, keep it interesting. And I think they're trying to redevelop that channel. And I think because I've been hit by shadow banning and all that, and I think it's starting to work. So we'll see how that goes. Thank you guys in the chat. We'll see you guys later. Dan Hohlfeld,
thank you guys.
Kerry Walker, signing out. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. Visit K2D4Network.com today.